The books of the Bible may have been written many centuries ago, but there's something more about what's been written. It's the inspiration that's part of the Bible, the voice that comes out of what's been written, the prophetic soundings of God to every generation. And remember, it's written from an Eastern perspective, but it still has a relevance to the West, to the North, and to the South, because it's God who's speaking in that context. The Bible brings us into a personal relationship with God. There is no question about that. Because what it does is it opens the mind to the reality of things eternal. And suddenly you discover how God interacts with our humanity. And the Bible holds no punches, the good, the bad, and the ugly. But what you discover is God's very active in our humanity. I think when we handle the Bible, we have to be very careful to differentiate between that which is speaking of customs, that which is speaking of rituals, that which has a metaphoric emphasis to enlighten us to something even bigger than what the metaphor is. And I think sometimes when we try to interpret the Bible literally without understanding the picture language, we can abuse it. And it's fair enough to say that people have used the Bible sometimes like a weapon, or in a negative fashion, or to control people, or to minimize their value. That doesn't mean that that's what the Bible speaks of. And we have to learn to understand the culture of the day in which the Bible is written, the issues that it's addressing, and to gain principles that help us to increase human dignity and not to diminish it. This message of hope, this message of release, this message that brings dignity, it was relevant all those years ago, and it is much relevant today. We need the gospel. We need the good news. We need its proclamation, and the Bible is full of this. There's no need for us to lack faith and hope, even though the times might be testing. So shall we take that again?